Welcome and congratulations. I'm Paul LeBlanc. I'm president at Southern Hampshire University. We're delighted that you can be part of our virtual commencement. Of course, we wish you were here in the Verizon Center today and I could hand you your degree on stage, but absent that, through the wonder of technology, we can include all of our students from around the globe. Congratulations on the completion of your degree. It's a wonderful achievement.
Good afternoon, class of 2013. Can you believe this day is here already? It feels like yesterday when we entered our first day of orientation, sitting on Larkin Field in the blazing sun, wondering when that day was going to end. Now all I'm wishing is that day lasted a little longer. I can't believe how things have changed in our time here. Eating our meals in the student center, playing bingo in the old pub, maybe being one of the first to go into the new academic center, or cutting through the woods to get to the CAF. Look at our campus now. There are even more changes on the horizon. When we visit Southern New Hampshire University in the future, we might not recognize it at all. Some of the biggest changes happened within us. No matter if you attended this university for 1 semester, 4 years, or maybe a little longer, your time here left an enduring impression on you. My memories of my classes, involvement in extracurricular activities, and especially my many lifelong friends will never fade. With all that said, the greatest change is yet to come. Although some of us are going on to graduate school, most of us will be entering the workforce. 4 years of hard work will start to pay off when you can put your degree title on your resume. But the hard work isn't over just yet. As you've heard hundreds of times before, life is what you make of it. We need to continue to work hard because at every challenge, there is an opportunity. Years from now, when times get tough, you will be able to look back on your favorite memory of Southern New Hampshire University and smile, putting a little positivity back in your day. One of my favorite college memories happened in 2009. I entered as a quiet freshman. I just wanted to meet some friends, have fun, and survive my 4 years at SNHU. On the last day of orientation, I sat in the audience and listened to an upperclassman give a speech. He talked about the many possibilities that lay before us and the opportunity to make our lives great. So from that day on, I worked as hard as I could to earn the opportunity to speak to you today. Now I want to challenge you as you did me. Try new things, set your goals, but most importantly, work your hardest to achieve them. This is our time to make our families proud, our friends proud, and Southern New Hampshire proud that you are one of its alumni. We've been put through the tests, challenged to fix the problems, and given chances to shine bright. We're in the driver's seat now. We are the future. Every day that future comes a little closer, and every day that future comes a little closer, and every day we've been preparing to be the best. Soon we will become the teachers, hotel managers, accountants, writers, chefs, police officers, business executives, and maybe one day, the President of the United States. I believe the future looks bright, and I believe in you, class of 2013. I want to thank you for your time today and wish you the best in your future endeavors. I hope I will see you all again soon.
Good morning. I'm Mark McQuillan, Dean of the School of Education. President LeBlanc, honored guests, graduates, families, colleagues, today is our day to celebrate the graduates of the School of Education. As Dean, I proudly present you the faculty, staff, and students led this year by our faculty marshal, Assistant Professor Kara Prosek. For the families gathered this morning, I hope you will join me in acknowledging the extraordinary strides the School of Education has made since 2010. With the generous support of our provost and president, our faculty has established several new programs in curriculum leadership, middle school science and math, music education, administration, and specialized work in reading and writing, all accredited. We've designed and implemented a new doctoral program in educational leadership. We've collaborated with our online colleagues to offer Southern's first certification program to students online in multiple states. We've expanded our partnership agreement with local school boards, redesigned our graduate program in special education, and are now pursuing national accreditation for elementary education. Our faculty leads the way in shaping the direction of the State Board of Education's plans to reform teacher preparation programs throughout the state. And we are a key player in organizing all universities throughout the state in preparation programs statewide. We are organizing them into a viable, cohesive, collaborative, or consortium with long-range plans. Through the unstinting work of our faculty, our former Dean, Mary Heath, who was awarded an honorary doctorate last year, and all of the new people who have joined me since 2012, the School of Education, in short, has moved to a new plane of excellence. For our graduates, do know this: the School of Education has prepared you to teach in primary, elementary, and secondary schools, in community settings, and online. You have learned about human development, literacy, the assessment of student learning, the nature of school culture, and the profound impact one teacher can have on determining the future and life choices of students. We have stressed how urgent and how important it is that you see and make the connections between public education, the strength of our economy, and the vitality of our republic. We have conveyed to you that however great your challenges may be when you begin the work, you must be prepared to meet students where they are, irrespective of their wealth, linguistic heritage, place of birth, or race, and guide them to new destinations through smart instruction, passion for your subject matter, and commitment to the very hard work of teaching all students effectively. The schools and districts and school districts where you've learned your craft were deliberately chosen to challenge you and to expose you to the rich diversity and complexity of American public schools. Their students, and soon your students, represent a new generation of learners, very unlike my generation. Like you, the new millennials you encountered while you were teaching have grown up with computers in the very same way that I grew up with television and my parents grew up with the radio. The effects of technology on their lives and how they think, learn, and socialize are at once a challenge and an opportunity to be innovative and to find new ways to reach every student. Mark my words, these are no ordinary times, and you are no ordinary teachers. If we have done our job well, and I'm confident that we have, you are the bridges to the future and the hope of every child and every family. School of Education graduates, I congratulate you for what you achieved and what you will and must do.
President LeBlanc, students, faculty, friends, I present the faculty and graduates of the School of Arts and Sciences, led into the pavilion by Professor Pam Cohen, Chair of the Mathematics Department. Students are what the university is primarily all about. And students ask, where will I find my field of dreams? The answer is the School of Arts and Sciences. Students ask, where will I be able to explore all my interests? Psychology, music, digital media, theater, creative writing, and the environment. The answer is the School of Arts and Sciences. Students ask, where will I find how to live a meaningful life? The answer is the School of Arts and Sciences. Where will I have fun? The answer is the School of Arts and Sciences. Where will I learn well to speak, to write, to read, and to think? The answer is the School of Arts and Sciences. The university is also about the world outside its bounds. Employers ask, where do applicants get insight and inspiration to think big? The answer is the School of Arts and Sciences. Where can we find an independent thinker and skilled communicator? The answer is the School of Arts and Sciences. Where is creativity to be found in my applicant pool? The answer is the School of Arts and Sciences. Employers ask, where do we find human resources ready to meet challenges and do jobs not even invented yet? The answer is the School of Arts and Sciences. The university is also about those who spin the wheels of knowledge. Educators ask, where do we find the value of education tried and tested and proved strong? The answer is the School of Arts and Sciences. In its short existence, a new and eager School of Arts and Sciences has shot up rapidly in numbers and in lively programs. All students who receive an undergraduate diploma today have had more than a third of their classes in the School of Arts and Sciences. With over 700 sections and 422 different undergraduate courses, the School of Arts and Sciences, like June, is busting out all over. The School of Arts and Sciences houses 22 majors in subjects as diverse as mathematics and justice studies, game art, child and adolescent development, English literature, and concentrations ranging from mental health to terrorism and homeland security. The School of Arts and Sciences has something of value for everyone who values education. Higher education is all about the place you choose. So when little brothers and sisters ask, where will I go to college? The answer is the School of Arts and Sciences at SNHU.
President LeBlanc, trustees, honored guests, faculty and friends, please welcome the largest school of Southern New Hampshire University, the School of Business. With nationally and internationally accredited programs, the School of Business will graduate over 2,000 students from over 25 countries this year on campus on location, and online. We welcome these new graduates from the largest business school in northern New England, the School of Business, whose innovative competency-based three-year honors bachelor's degree program has led the nation in demonstrating the effectiveness of a new model for undergraduate education, entirely focused on preparing students for success in all facets of their future careers. The School of Business, whose degree programs such as sport management, hospitality management, culinary skills, and social media produce graduates with an uncommon understanding of the requirements of their chosen fields and the capability to succeed in these growing and vibrant industries. The School of Business, whose over 40,000 honored alumni include not only successful local, national, and international business leaders and entrepreneurs, but doctoral program graduates who share their scholarship and experience with students and practitioners around the globe. The School of Business, which provides students with essential programs in the traditional business disciplines of accounting, economics, finance, organizational leadership, marketing, quantitative studies, and computer information technology, educating them for the rapidly changing and challenging world of today's technology-driven business environment. The School of Business, with over 500 international students enrolled in Manchester, 300 students in overseas partnered programs, and a doctoral program in international business that prepares its graduates to navigate increasing globalized economic and business realities. Our gonfalon today is carried by Matthew Bradley, a graduate of our school and the son of Dr. Martin Bradley, who tragically passed away early in this academic year. Dr. Bradley earned the tremendous respect of his colleagues and students over 25 years at the university. He was instrumental in the creation and implementation of the integrated competency-based three-year degree program over 15 years ago, a program that has led the nation in demonstrating that an exceptional business education could be obtained through a new and less expensive approach. He served the university as an outstanding professor, department chair, and dean, but more importantly, served his students as a dedicated teacher and mentor throughout his career. We are proud to honor Dr. Bradley today, to thank his family for sharing him with us for so many yet too few years, and to honor his memory and his innumerable contributions to the School of Business and the university. Please welcome and congratulate an exceptional faculty and our inspiring and successful graduates who make our School of Business a shining example of what is possible in educating business students to pursue exciting careers in New Hampshire, New England, and the world.
Good morning and welcome. Please remain standing. All rise now. I would like to invite to the podium to sing today's national anthem, student Christy Jenkins.
Dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red-glad, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Again, good morning. I'm Dr. Leinott. I am the Provost and Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs at Southern New Hampshire University. At this time, might I ask everyone to take just a moment to make sure that all cell phones and pagers are turned off? Thank you. It is now my privilege to call to the podium to offer today's invocation, Father Bruce Collard, University Chaplain.
Good morning. Now let's try that again. Good morning. It is a good morning. It's a morning to rejoice and be filled with joy. At this time, I would like to begin with a prayer. But before the prayer that I will read, I'd like to take a few moments. We come from varying different religious faith backgrounds. So I'd like to take a few moments for silent prayer in your own faith discipline. Let us pray. This week, a friend of mine sent me a very beautiful prayer titled "To the Graduates." And her name is Diana McClintock, who wrote this, and I thought it appropriate to say this prayer this morning. Eternal God, in you we live and move and have our being. In your will we find our purpose, and in your wisdom we find our joy. Bless these graduates of the class of 2013 who have completed a course of study and now begin a new part of their lives. Let them not be troubled about the past nor anxious about the future, but let them be concerned about the moment they must now live. Strengthen their faith and ease their fears, that they may courageously follow your Spirit and live fully the life you give them. When doubt and confusion about their purpose surround them, light their way and give them peace in your plan for them. Let them use the gifts they have received in their studies, that they may become a source of inspiration and blessing for our world. And when each day is ended, give them delight in knowing that the good work you have begun in them shall come to completion in you. And we ask this in God's name. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 81st commencement exercises of Southern New Hampshire University. And to get us started, before I make my welcoming remarks, I'd like to introduce the platform party. And to the platform party, I would ask you to stand up as I announce you by group or name and remain standing during the introductions. And you can applaud at the end if you like. So leading the procession was our mace bearer, Megan Paddock. Next, our assembled members of the Board of Trustees, members of the academic leadership team of the university, our student and alumni speakers, and campus chaplain from whom you just heard, and finally, our honorary degree recipients, Dennis Litke and Bob Ryan. Thank you all. So if you're not reading your program, I'll introduce myself. I'm Paul LeBlanc, the president of the university, which really means that I get to dress like a character from Game of Thrones and wear a medallion that looks like it came out of a 1970s disco. That's part of the perks of the job. I also just realized that there are subtitles, which means you'll know when I go off script, I guess, and I do that often. But, you know, wearing all of this on a warm stage with all these lights is a small price to pay to preside over this glorious occasion. We get to hand you your degrees in just a short while, and we'll be conferring degrees at every level, from associates up to PhDs, on hundreds of amazing people who have worked to improve themselves, the future of their families, and the communities where they live and work. Because that's what education does. You may have seen some of the recent articles that ask the question, is college worth it? These are run in the media recently. And that's a question that's only asked by people who work at places like the New York Times and Facebook, and who already have their college degrees, and who'll send their own kids for college degrees. It's the kind of question asked by people who failed college courses in critical thinking. Because here's what I know with a certainty. During the recent recession, the unemployment rate for those with degrees was half of what it was for those without. I know that the only reliable predictor of lifelong earnings in America is the degree you hold. We know that by 2020, 70% of all new jobs will require at least a two-year degree or its equivalent. And what research has shown us again and again is that those with college degrees vote more frequently, volunteer more hours, have better health indicators, smoke less, and are more likely to be involved in civic institutions. What's good for you in terms of your career is also good for us as a society. And yes, many of our graduates are coming into a ravaged job market that's only starting to improve, and their opportunities are slower than anyone would like. And a college degree doesn't let you off the hook for the other ingredients of success: grit and perseverance, work ethic, character, and creativity. But it is an important signal to the world. It signals that you have done something hard, that you know things, important things, and you have sought after skills. It's your springboard into better work, a better career, and a better life. And I want to make three quick observations. One, no matter how talented you are and how hard you worked for these newly minted degrees, you didn't get here on your own. Parents, families, friends, colleagues, whatever combination supported you, thank them. This day is about you, but it's also about them and their share in your success. Two, being a teacher requires an act of faith. Our faculty are assembled here before you at the front of the room. The impact that your faculty have had on you may be more fully clear years from now. Or perhaps today you're sitting there knowing who in this group mentored you, inspired you, gave you a needed kick in the pants when you needed one. Thank them as well. Nothing means more to faculty members than to know that they've touched your lives. And finally, remember that your degree doesn't entitle you to anything. It's your ticket to play the game. Bob Ryan and Dennis Litke, two people at the very top of their respective fields, they didn't get there because of their college degrees. They got there with their college degrees and a whole lot of hard work and courage in getting up off the mat when life dealt them setbacks, and it will deal you setbacks. But on this last point, here's what I want everyone to know. SNHU graduates have already demonstrated strength of character. We have graduates today who are here after serving in Iraq and Afghanistan, sometimes both, and sometimes more than once. We have graduates here because they're willing to work 3 part-time jobs in evenings and weekends, who are here because they could juggle work and family and school, who are here despite their disabilities. And I'm incredibly proud of all of you, and I feel lucky to know you. I will join your faculty, your advisors, your coaches, the staff that supported you, and all of the SNHU community in cheering you on as you walk across this stage in just a little bit and take in hand your SNHU degree. It's great to start the day this way. Let's begin the ceremonies with our student speaker. Every year, a student speaker is selected from undergraduate day, graduate and continuing and online education programs. This year's speaker is from the College of Online and Continuing Education, Patricia Williams. Please join me in welcoming her to the podium. Break away.
When I was in high school, my mother promised she would buy me a KitchenAid mixer as a graduation present. Sort of an odd request from a teenager, but I was always an eclectic sort. In the end, it didn't matter though, because I dropped out of high school the following year. That was 15 years ago. Everyone has goals, whether you're a high school dropout, an undergrad, a successful lawyer, or even the president. My goal has always been to become an English teacher. Even as I was preparing for my GED, I knew that I wanted to go to college and get my teaching degree so I could work with young people. My college path had many twists and turns, especially as I got older and greater responsibility fell on my shoulders. I wasn't sure that I would ever be able to reach my goal. Becoming a parent rekindled that drive to not only work with students, but to obtain a greater financial stability in my life. But it was hard to find a way to fit college into a full-time schedule. I was 5 months pregnant with our second child when I told my husband I wanted to go back to school. There have been many late nights where I've stopped to wonder, between studying flashcards and writing essays, why he didn't tell me I was crazy. Instead, he has been nothing but supportive. And here I am today, getting ready to graduate. My first time ever truly graduating. My first time wearing a cap and gown. I assure you, it's all the sweeter because of how hard I've had to work for it. Everyone here today has worked so hard to obtain this goal, a goal which has the potential to not only change the course of our own lives forever, but the lives of those people who we are able to touch because of the knowledge we have gained. Over the last 2 years, I have checked in on discussion boards while cuddling my newborn in the hospital, typed entire papers one-handed while holding my sleeping son, and read textbooks aloud to my kindergartner because she couldn't fall asleep and I needed to study. I have often wondered, why am I doing this right now? In reality, though, why wait until tomorrow to follow your dreams? The sooner you start, the sooner you will accomplish that which you set out to do. Joseph Campbell said, "It is by going down into the abyss that we recover the treasures of life. Where you stumble, there lies your treasure." Whether you have stumbled on your way to this day, or you have a few bumps in the road in your future, know that with hard work and dedication, you have the strength to reach your goals. Let the achievement of every single one of us today be an example of that power. I would like to thank my husband, Brad, and our children, Hazel and Odin, for all of their love and encouragement over the last 2 years. And I'd like to give a special thank you to my mom, who has always believed that this day would come and that eventually I would be the proud recipient of that KitchenAid mixer.
I'd like to invite Dr. Leinott and our board chair, Bob DeKoffmaker, to assist me in the hooding of the honorary degree recipients. So along the way here, I'll explain parts of this ceremony for those of you who are not familiar. At most graduations, we will have honorary degree recipients, people who deserve special recognition. One of those is also our commencement speaker. So we'll begin with Dennis Littke, and as I read the citation, Dennis will come forward with Bob for the hooding. You're gonna stand right over here. Dennis doesn't follow rules very well, so I have a lifetime relationship of telling him where to go. He tells me where to go sometimes as well. Today, we confer with an honorary degree Dennis Littke. Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." It is individuals like Dennis Littke who exemplify the meaning of Mandela's words. Co-founder and co-director of the Big Picture Company, the Met School, and College Unbound, Dennis Littke has been reforming the education system for the last 4 decades. He is nationally known for his extensive work in secondary education in urban, suburban, and rural settings. Dennis was even featured in an NBC movie, A Town Torn Apart, based on the book Doc, the story of Dennis Littke and his fight for a better school. As a social entrepreneur, Dr. Littke has successfully helped develop an innovative, replicable model for schools that has led to the creation of a network of 75 schools in 20 cities nationally and 20 abroad. In 2003, the Big Picture Company was asked to lead the Gates Foundation's Alternative High School Initiative for youth at risk of, quote, falling through the cracks, unquote, of the present system, most notably high school dropouts. Just recently, Dennis founded a new college program, College Unbound, in partnership with Roger Williams University, which challenges the way colleges work with first-generation students. In 2011, SNHU has also welcomed its first cohort of College Unbound students. Dennis holds a double PhD in psychology and education from the University of Michigan. He is the recipient of many awards, including the Association of Educational Publishers Top Award for Nonfiction in 2005 for the book he co-published with Samantha Grabel, The Big Picture, Education is Everyone's Business. He was also recognized with the Harold W. McGraw Junior Prize in Education in 2003, ranked number 4 among the top 50 innovators in 2004, and was recently selected by the George Lucas Educational Foundation to be part of the Daring Dozen, the 20 most daring educators in the world. It's interesting, Daring Dozen, 20 of them. Anyway, he is a radical educator and a pioneer in the fight to fix our schools. He is dedicated to making education less traditional and more realistic for the millions who dropped out each year. Dennis's passion and drive have and will continue to change the education system and thus the world. It is my honor to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Dennis Littke. Dennis also wears great hats, as you might have noticed. Today, we confer with an honorary degree, Bob Ryan. Often referred to as the quintessential American sports writer and a basketball guru, Bob Ryan is a name well known in the sports world. A man whose passion for the game of basketball won him a seat at the Boston Globe in 1969, where he went on to become the Celtics beat writer and later the general sports columnist in 1989. He has covered multiple championships in all 4 primary pro sports, 11 Olympic Games, 29 Final Fours. In August of 2012, after 44 years of working for the same daily newspaper, Bob retired his post as a full-time columnist for the Globe. A 1968 graduate of Boston College, Bob majored in history and started his career at the Boston Globe directly after graduating. He is a member of 5 Halls of Fame and has received numerous awards, including the 2000 AP National Sports Writer of the Year and the 2006 Dick Schaap Award for Outstanding Journalism, and has been named the NSSA's National Sports Writer of the Year 4 times and as recently as 2009. He is recipient of the Kurt Gowdy Award from the Basketball Hall of Fame. Bob has authored 11 books, including co-authoring Drive, The Story of My Life, with former Celtic Larry Bird. He is also a frequent guest host on ESPN's Pardon the Interruption and The Sports Reporters. We've also seen him on Around the Horn. Many in the world of journalism deem the Boston Globe sports section to be the single best in the country. Along with Peter Gammons, Jackie McMullen, and Dan Shaughnessy, Bob Ryan has been a main reason for that reputation. Along the way, he has even come to appreciate, if not love, ice hockey. If you will forgive a personal comment, I've grown up in the Boston area and have had a lifelong love of Boston sports. Bob Ryan has been a chronicler and translator of all the highs and the lows. He helped many of us through the pain of 1986 when the Sox were so very close to a championship, and the elation of 2004 when they finally won it. He has more than once reminded us what a special time these last 10 years have been for New England sports, and he has been its leading voice throughout. There's no faking his passion, his humanity, and his joy in the game. Bob has sat at the sidelines of some of history's greatest games, and while he will cringe to hear me say it, he has himself become a sports icon. Robert Ryan, it is my honor to confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters. Please join me in congratulating Bob Ryan.
Good morning. President LeBlanc, distinguished members of the faculty, undistinguished members of the faculty, parents, assorted relatives, and friends of the graduates, members of the board, Dennis Litke, and future debtors, members of the class of 2013, I offer my sincere apologies. I am mortally embarrassed. I am not Barack Obama. I am not John Huntsman, who, if I may say so, would have made a splendid presidential candidate for a certain political party currently dominated by crazed ideologues. I am not Jacob Weisberg. I am not Clayton Christensen. I am not Oprah Winfrey. I am not Anderson Cooper. I am not even Stephen A. Smith. No, I am merely Bob Ryan, someone who has spent more than 4 decades covering sports. I am well aware that if I have any notoriety beyond Boston, Massachusetts, it is because I have spent many hours on such ESPN TV shows as The Sports Reporters, Around the Horn, and Pardon the Interruption, where I have been privileged to fill in for my friends Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon these past 10 years. Now, I also once worked in local television, and the great lesson I learned from that was simply this: being on TV is an end in itself. It makes you famous for being famous. I was in the station's sports department, but the more time I spent there, the less I remained a sports authority, and the more I became a generic face on TV. I felt my sports credibility eroding on a daily basis. Now, here's a curious fact that helps explain TV. I had a salary that called me to work 5 days a week. But if I actually attended a night game in order to get a story for the following day's sportscast, be it for baseball, football, basketball, or hockey, I could put in for overtime. I could never get over that. Someone once came up to me during that period of time and said, "Pardon me, but shouldn't I know you?" Now, that's a tough one to answer, because at my low level of celebrity, you can never be sure where someone is going with that question. I might just happen to look like a guy that person met at a party. But the truth is that being on TV is all that matters to some people. Doesn't matter what you say in the minds of many people, but just being on TV makes you cool. Well, when I look in the mirror, I don't see a TV person. I see a writer. TV, especially the type of harmless TV I generally participate in, is harmless. Writing has substance. At least that's what I tell myself. Anyway, you didn't get Barack Obama, John Huntsman, Jacob Weisberg, Clayton Christensen, Oprah Winfrey, Anderson Cooper, or Stephen A. Smith. You got me. And the unwritten rule of commencement addresses is that the speaker is supposed to offer some advice. All right, I think I can sum up life after college quite succinctly. My best advice to you is this: arrange to be in the right place at the right time. Or to put it another way, try to be lucky. One more thing, meet as many people as you can. You never know which one of them will someday change your life. For example, how did I wind up doing those ESPN TV shows that have altered my life, that have provided me with a nice income, that have created a situation where I would say I'm recognized approximately 350 out of 365 days a year, whether I'm in Fort Kent, Maine, or Chula Vista, California, and which have been a lot of fun? Well, here's the story. Back in the 70s, I had become friendly with a writer from the New York Post named Joe Valerio. We weren't best friends, but we got along nicely. Now, he would leave the newspaper business sometime around 1975 to become a TV producer for ABC and CBS. Well, in 1989, he bought the rights to a year-old TV show called The Sports Reporters. Now, we had not even seen each other or spoken for maybe 13 or 14 years. But he told me he wanted me to be a part of The Sports Reporters. Now, had someone else bought the show, he would have hired his old friends or the people he thought had merit. Had I not become a friend of Joe Valerio's many years earlier, that door would not have been opened to me. And now we are best friends. I grew up hearing that it's not what you know, it's who you know. Guess what? It's very often the gospel truth. You'll never hear me wail about privilege. I had 3 different summer jobs because different people had told my mother that, quote, when Bobby is old enough, give me a call, unquote. And she did, and they came through. My father died when I was 11. My mother was a secretary. And we're supposed to apologize because some old family friend had given me a job? Get real. Now, for decades now, we've been hearing about that great ideal, the so-called level playing field. What a great abstract theory. What a crock of horse manure. Real life doesn't work that way. Sometimes there's legitimate competition, sometimes there isn't. All you can do is put yourself in a position such that if you get a break, if you get the phone call I got, if you get an interview for a job because someone else ahead of you in the pecking order decides not to take it, and this is how I fell into my summer internship at the Boston Globe 45 years ago, you are as ready and prepared as you should be. Believe me when I tell you, it is a horrible feeling to receive an opportunity for which you are unprepared, and it's your own fault. You didn't read what you should have read, you didn't go where you should have gone, and then the chance is gone. You don't want to be standing on the dock when that boat pulls out. In my case, the preparation for that Globe interview began when I was 5 years old, a precocious lad reading the sports page every morning. Yes, I love to play sports, but I also love to read about sports and about many other things. If my father took me to a high school basketball game on a Friday night, I did not consider the experience to have been validated until I read about it in the paper the next day. That's just the way I was wired. And fortunately for me, reading was never a chore. It was a daily pleasure. It is still a daily pleasure. And because I read and read and read, I absorbed a lot of sports information, not to mention a feel for words. Sports writing is a 2-part word. The sports part's easy. The writing is the tricky part. There are 100 people who can talk sports for every one who can write it. That's why being known as a writer is what matters most to me. Now, when that Globe interview came, I was ready. I had written for my prep school paper, which happened to be a weekly. I had written for the Boston College paper, The Heights. I had even written a few things for a hometown paper, the Trenton Times. So I had the requisite clips, and as I recall, a little Irish blarney to go along with it. I must say, in all modesty, I can't imagine any 22-year-old being better prepared than I was to handle that interview. But I came very close to not getting that interview. Luck played a huge role. Luck also played a big role in 1969 when a very good writer named Bob Sales grew tired of covering the Boston Celtics for the Boston Globe, thus creating a vacancy on the beat on the eve of a new season. Amazingly, there was no heir apparent to cover the 11-time NBA champions. But we have this kid who seems to love basketball. What the hell? And that's how 23-year-old Bob Ryan went from sitting in the second balcony in May of 1969 to covering opening night 5 months later. That is not standard newspaper procedure. You're supposed to start at a small paper, graduate to a mid-sized paper, and then if the planets are aligned properly, you get hired by a big paper sometime in your 30s. And if you're really lucky, you get a major beat. You don't get handed one at age 23. Absent that beat, I don't know how my career would have gone. The Celtics and the NBA in general gave me a phenomenal opportunity to show what I could do. But I don't think there's another big paper in America where this could have happened. It has been an incredibly rewarding experience, and I have no real regrets. I've covered the things I wanted to cover, and I've had the very rare opportunity to bring to my readers the good news of professional championships in all 4 major team sports in just the past 9 years alone. I have been where the action is. Everything has far exceeded my youthful expectations. But as a concerned citizen, I have also watched with amazement and dismay as the situation in Washington has undergone a strange transformation. Once we had understandable party differences, but we had an underlying sense that we were all in this together. Now we have total, vicious, unyielding us versus them posturing. But aren't there issues that transcend us versus them? Shouldn't there be some logical agreement on such things as a true non-oil energy policy and the obvious need to spend on improving nationwide infrastructure that in some cases date from the mid-19th century? Shouldn't some things lie outside party ideology? I'm just asking. And how have we allowed as a system to evolve in which the very best people do not run for president? Either because they can't deal with the ludicrous fundraising process or because they don't pass various intra-party issue litmus tests of concern to shrill special interests, or because they aren't deemed to be great campaigners, or because they do not want to subject themselves and their families to the horrible process we insist they go through? Can anyone truly believe either party has nominated its most qualified presidential candidate, going back to, dare I say it, Ike? That's it. I'm off the soapbox. All right, now, professional life is one thing, personal life is another. And I'm here to tell you that the ultimate pleasures in real life are very often the small things. Very few of you are going to lead grandiose public lives in which you perform some great public service. I know it's very customary for commencement speakers to encourage you to think about ways to change the world. Not me, I know better. Most of your lives are going to be that dramatic. Sometimes your day can be made by lucking into a good parking place. You think I'm kidding? Someday your day can be made or broken by how the little things break. Did I get all the green lights on the way to work? Did I hear one of my favorite songs on the radio? Some of you are probably saying, what's a radio? In my case, it's satellite radio, and I wouldn't back out of the driveway without it. Did my wife surprise me with one of my favorite dinners on the very day I've been thinking, how long's it been since she made that meatloaf? That's what life comes down to. And speaking of wives or lovers or partners, I must address a very important matter. Actually, this could be the most significant piece of advice I have to offer to those of you who will solidify your personal commitment with a wedding ceremony or its equivalent. This is advice you will not get from a Nobel Prize winner. Listen up. Choose the date with extreme care. Now, this presupposes one of the parties is a sports fan, presumably the male in a male-female union. And if he isn't, why would you even pick him? Do you want to be mixed up with someone whose big thing is ranting about the Second Amendment, or how President Bloomberg is infringing on his rights by banning the sale of 32-ounce Cokes? Believe me, you're better off with a sports fan. But when should the wedding be? Too many women make the mistake of pegging it to the availability of the desired hall. Bad mistake. It's not about the where, it's about the when. Can't be January, that's NFL playoffs. Can't be March, NCAA tournament. Can't be April, May, or the first 3 weeks of June, NBA Stanley Cup playoffs. Can't be September, October, November, or December, that's NFL time, plus baseball playoffs, plus college football. So you've got February, 1 week in June, July, and August. That's it. Do it right, or else don't start complaining when all the groom, the ushers, and half the guests head right to the bar and the TV set as soon as you reach the hall. I was an usher at one wedding when we all rushed to see the Kentucky Derby. I was a wedding where Pedro Martinez was pitching against Roger Clemens, and there was no TV in the place. The poor bride could not be held accountable for failure to project the pitching matchup, but at least she could have done was select a hall with a bar and a TV. That's wedding planning 101. This is one you want to get right. If 50% of the marriages end up in divorce, I'd say 90% of that 50% picked the wrong wedding day to begin with. All right, I hope I don't sound gloomy. When I was sitting where you were and are 45 years ago, I had no idea how it would turn out. I didn't know I'd get to 49 states and 20 foreign countries, that I would cover all those World Series, Super Bowls, NBA Finals, bowl games, golf majors, and Ryder Cups, that I'd go to 11 Olympics, and that I'd get to know Woody Page personally. The whole thing was a blank slate. Yours is too. Your life is an adventure waiting to happen. Make the most of it. Thank you. Now, go have a hell of a party.
We're at the awards portion of the ceremony. SNHU is blessed with talented and dedicated faculty, and when I travel and visit alumni, they don't ask about campus buildings or programs or the management team of the university, but they almost always ask about faculty. They're the people who most often change their lives. When a faculty member retires from the university, 1 year later, he or she can be nominated for emeritus status. It's our way of honoring those faculty who have been particularly dedicated, particularly gifted in the classroom, particularly engaged in the improvement of the university. These are the people who are as passionate on their last day as they were on their first. These are the people who I am asked about most often, the stars among our faculty. Emeritus status is recommended by the university provost, and I bring those names to our board of trustees. They met yesterday and voted on the 4 following people. And I'd ask them, they're over here to my left in the VIP section, to stand as I call their names. This year, we honor Dr. James Freiberger, Professor Eleanor Dunphy Freiberger, yes, their husband and wife, Professor Chris Toy, and Dr. Paul Schneiderman. Please join me in congratulating our 4 faculty emeriti. We also honor the current faculty. We do this through the annual Excellence in Teaching Award. It's presented to 3 outstanding faculty members at the May commencement ceremony. The award itself and the criteria for selecting the 3 award winners are described in your commencement program. I'd like to invite, as I call them up, our 3 recipients and save your applause till they're all up here. I am pleased to present today's Excellence in Teaching Award for the University College full-time faculty member to Dr. Michael Hendery, Assistant Professor of Psychology. Michael, please join us on the stage. I am pleased to present today's Excellence in Teaching Award for a University College adjunct faculty to Kathy Willis, math instructor and math tutor and coordinator. Kathy, please join us on the stage. And our 3rd award, the Excellence in Teaching Award for the College of Online and Continuing Education, is presented to Dr. Mark Hobson, Graduate Organizational Leadership Instructor. Mark, please join us. Congratulations to all our winners. So there's now the part where we do the actual conferring of the degrees in the legal way that we have to do it. I'm pretty sure I didn't do this my first couple of years here, and there are a couple of thousand people who think they have SNHU degrees who may or may not have them. Let's keep that our secret. But the result of that is Dr. Patty Leinart will join me, and we're going to first do our doctoral degrees in community economic development. And she will present them, and I will read the legal part, and this will make them legitimate. So.
May I please ask Dean Gillett to join me here at the podium? Will the candidates for the degrees Doctorate of Philosophy in Community Economic Development please join us on the platform? President LeBlanc, the candidates before you have successfully completed the course of studies prescribed by the faculty of Southern New Hampshire University and have fulfilled all requirements for their chosen curricula. I am pleased to present the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Community Economic Development.
Let's have all the candidates on stage. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University and by the General Court of the State of New Hampshire, I hereby confer on you the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Community Economic Development with all rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Eric Jacobs. Melanie Renfrew. Sorry. Will the candidates for the degrees of Doctorate of Philosophy in International Business please join us on the platform? President LeBlanc, the candidates before you have successfully completed the course of studies prescribed by the faculty of Southern New Hampshire University and have fulfilled all requirements for their chosen curricula. I am pleased to present the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in International Business.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University and by the General Court of the State of New Hampshire, I hereby confer on you the degree Doctor of Philosophy in International Business with all rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
David Boudry. Susanna Buzzell. Sharon Mertz. Congratulations. Will the candidates for the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Science, Master of Arts, Master of Community Economic Development, and Master of Education please rise? President LeBlanc, the candidates whose names are listed on the program have successfully completed the course of studies prescribed by the faculty of Southern New Hampshire University and have fulfilled all requirements for their chosen curricula. I am pleased to present the candidates for the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Science, Master of Arts, Master of Community Economic Development, and Master of Education.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University and by the General Court of the State of New Hampshire, I hereby confer the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Science, Master of Arts, Master of Community Economic Development, and Master of Education with all rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Now, Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Applied Science, and Bachelor of Arts please rise? President LeBlanc, the candidates whose names are listed in the program have successfully completed the course of studies prescribed by the faculty of Southern New Hampshire University and have fulfilled all requirements for their chosen curricula. I am pleased to present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Applied Science, and Bachelor of Arts.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University and by the General Court of the State of New Hampshire, I hereby confer the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Applied Science, and Bachelor of Arts, with all rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Please be seated.
And now, will the candidates for the degrees of Associate in Science, Associate in Applied Science, and Associate in Arts please rise? President LeBlanc, the candidates whose names are listed in the program have successfully completed the course of studies prescribed by the faculty of Southern New Hampshire University and have fulfilled all requirements for their chosen curricula. I am pleased to present the candidates for the degrees of Associate in Science, Associate in Applied Science, and Associate in Arts.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University and by the General Court of the State of New Hampshire, I hereby confer the degrees of Associate in Science, Associate in Applied Science, and Associate in Arts with all rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. Please be seated. So we're getting to the part you've all been waiting for, which is the actual march up and the conferring of degrees. But as we prepare to do that, I want to take a moment to recognize two students who passed away this year. They would have walked across the stage as graduates of the university today. I often hear people talk about life after college as the real world, but university life does not exist within a bubble, and the real world is part of what students carry with them when they enroll. It can be financial or personal hardship within their families, their own physiological or emotional or physical challenges, the loss of a parent or someone close to them, the scars of discrimination for their color or sexual orientation or religion, the burdens they carry with them from combat. I think we too often ignore the substantial hurdles that students have had to clear to be students and underappreciate the strength of character and depth of persistence they display because they often display them with silence and quiet dignity. The real world took a terrible toll on two of our students, and I want to recognize them now. You'll see their faces in a moment. James Atherton succumbed to cancer just a few short weeks ago. Jim was a sports management major who worked in our athletics department and interned with the Manchester Monarchs right here in this building. He was an irrepressible spirit, and everyone who knew him loved him. We were able to give Jim his diploma on the night before he died, and all those present that night felt like we had been given a gift, that we were able to spend some time with Jim and his family and his friends. Take a moment of silence to recognize Jim Atherton, really one of the great, great kids in this class. Jonathan Mickle, also a member of the class of 2013, was a high honors student and a member of the Dean's List. He served in Iraq, and he earned a number of medals, including the Army Commendation Medal, the Army Achievement Medal, and his Overseas Service Ribbon. We are awarding Jonathan's degree posthumously, and it will be accepted by his sister Whitney, who is escorted to the stage by retired Army Colonel Mike McGandy, also a veteran of the Iraq War and our coordinator of Veteran Support Services. Bob DeKoffmaker, chairman of our Board of Trustees and himself a Vietnam veteran, will present Whitney with his diploma and the hood and cap Jonathan would have worn today. These were two young men who are students, but who are also, by dint of their example, are teachers, together embodying the best traits of spirit and service and sacrifice. Before Steve Harvey and Andrea Bard read the names of all of the individual students, I want to take a moment to present our student speaker with her degree. Patricia Williams, please stand. So now we come to the awarding of degrees. Professional photographers will take individual pictures of all students receiving their degrees. And while we'd ask family members to please remain in their seats, we'd encourage you to make as much noise as you possibly can when you see your family member or friend. I'm going to ask my colleagues to join me on the ramp, and we will begin the handing out of degrees.
Okay. David Guzman.
Melissa Lefebvre.
Lisa Robin Moody.
Tori A. Barber.
Masha A. Spadaro.
Jody Holmquist.
Jacob S. Platt.
Amanda Landry.
Suzanne
Amy McCusker.
Mariah H. Campbell.
Robin Lee Krotow.
Carrie George.
Melissa Polk.
Melissa Wolf.
Rebecca Sandra Lentz.
Kelly Ann Bateman.
Joelle M. Martin.
Lauren E. Pruneau.
Melissa Smithhurst.
Amanda Catherine Stark.
Benjamin R. Rodon.
Jeremy Welch.
Jennifer Lynn Stavenger.
Hallie Estley.
Misa O. Cotty.
Jillian Dunn.
Andrea Kelly, summa cum laude.
Kristen Rose Davis.
Samar Abulasala.
Andrea D. Hoffman.
Nargis Danani.
Jennifer Lynn Gagnon.
Azar A. Helshaiki.
Alyssa Pfaff.
Ala Kafi.
James S. Pritchard.
Albatu A. Ikiu.
Michael Coco.
Hala M. El Salah.
John R. Cunliffe.
Kim M. Dovey.
Amanda Weiland.
Abigail L. Karaki.
Elizabeth A. Tomlinson.
Jennifer H. Souza, magna cum laude.
Whitney C. Freeman, summa cum laude.
Gloria Martin, summa cum laude.
Christy Slayton, summa cum laude.
Beth Bennett.
Annabelle P. Harris, summa cum laude.
Catherine J. Frankenberger, magna cum laude.
Jess Altman, summa cum laude.
Haley Peterson, cum laude.
Priscilla M. Rodriguez.
Marissa N. Belu, summa cum laude.
Derek Favara.
Jean-Pierre Kahuna.
Aaron A. Markey, cum laude.
Michael Dubois.
Shauna Christine Medico, cum laude.
David Brent Twitchell.
Stephanie L. Thorpe, magna cum laude.
Brendan John Morrison.
Lisa Lacasse, summa cum laude.
Christina Brandt.
Krista E. Lucchini, magna cum laude.
Christy M. Jenkins, magna cum laude.
Samantha R. Horton, magna cum laude.
Brianna Margaret Elkalani.
Kristen Boomhauer, cum laude.
Shanna N. Stevens, cum laude.
Melissa S. DeLay, magna cum laude.
Candace M. Lang, cum laude.
Amy M. LeBlanc, summa cum laude.
Nicole E. Aberdroth, cum laude.
Barbara A. Apak, summa cum laude.
Hillary A. Nuzzo, magna cum laude.
Nicholas J. Grenda, summa cum laude.
Caitlin A. Allard, summa cum laude.
Mariam A. Al-Sayed.
Megan Elizabeth West, cum laude.
Maya Al-Hajili.
Margaret L. Weldon, cum laude.
Bashir Al-Tali.
Jessica A. Berardi, cum laude.
Joseph Bassett, summa cum laude.
Deborah Lavelli, cum laude.
Kelsey Ferdinando, cum laude.
Christine E. O'Sullivan.
Jessica L. Gardner, summa cum laude.
Jennifer W. Sloan.
Chantel Champagne.
Kelly A. Bebu, magna cum laude.
Colleen M. Costa, summa cum laude.
Virginia Early, summa cum laude.
Brianna L. Fowler.
Cyril Lutkovich, magna cum laude.
Erica Sellers.
Irham Jahain, cum laude.
Yu Tamura.
Stephanie Michelle Brainerd, magna cum laude.
Amani Al-Rashid.
Jennifer Lynn Conley, cum laude.
Christine L. McKenna.
Dallas S. Tripp Jr.
Katie Marie Palmieri.
Benjamin D. Stevens, cum laude.
Angelina Maria Cazares.
Caleb A. White, summa cum laude.
Heather Lee Emerson, magna cum laude.
Andrea C. Cormier, magna cum laude.
Natalia A. Hammond, summa cum laude.
Benjamin Zachary Rogers.
Robert B. Goodall, magna cum laude.
Brendan Ross, magna cum laude.
Mary Ann Velosky, cum laude.
Scott J. Chamberlain, summa cum laude.
Christina A. Muse, magna cum laude.
Sloan Sorrell, cum laude.
Mariah F. Katsois, magna cum laude.
Nicole M. Provenza, cum laude.
Lauren M. Clemens, magna cum laude.
Connor V. Bodell.
Melody J. Thomas, magna cum laude.
Carissa L. Woodward, magna cum laude.
Bonnie Ramsey Howland.
Jordan V. Russo, magna cum laude.
Otafire A. Namara.
Emily M. Winters, magna cum laude.
Kyle Brennan, magna cum laude.
Erin Adelaide Davies, magna cum laude.
Michael Sobchak, cum laude.
Megan Nicole Kidder, cum laude.
Christian T. Vinicombe.
David A. Rodriguez, magna cum laude.
Nicholas J. Ricciardone, magna cum laude.
Travis Robert Morin.
Lisa A. Sutter, cum laude.
Stephen G. C. Lother, magna cum laude.
Alexandra E. Smith, cum laude.
Benjamin M. Walsh, cum laude.
Kaylee Ellishrud, summa cum laude.
Christina B. Marquis, cum laude.
Natalie Gagnon.
Michael J. Alsop, magna cum laude.
Craig M. Marrero Jr.
Michael J. Shashuk, magna cum laude.
David Bukiri.
Megan E. Arsenal.
Kimberly A. Crocker.
Rachel K. Glasteter.
Amber Laura M. Young, summa cum laude.
Alice Harrington, cum laude.
Chandrisi Cushenberry, cum laude.
Benjamin Carl Serrard, summa cum laude.
Brittany J. Morrill.
Stephen P. Jachara, magna cum laude.
Sarah M. Booten, cum laude.
Sylvia M. Klinger, summa cum laude.
Melissa Kansky, magna cum laude.
David Merrill Rogers, summa cum laude.
Jacqueline M. Blute, magna cum laude.
Caitlin A. Blanchette, magna cum laude.
Ariel M. Matthews, cum laude.
Kevin T. Waterman Jr., cum laude.
Christopher A. Hughes, cum laude.
Caitlin D. Gorski.
Kristen Leduc, magna cum laude.
Beth A. Paroli, summa cum laude.
Tracy Sarita Gant.
Jeffrey Michael Dillon, magna cum laude.
Calman M. Lulek.
Elizabeth Barbara Romerel, cum laude.
Thomas D. Haley.
Elizabeth May Dixon, cum laude.
Casey A. Morrison.
Bethany N. Duntley, magna cum laude.
Anne-Marie Kalberg, cum laude.
Paige Z. Dempsey.
Matthew T. Charette.
Christopher Frischholtz.
Kaylee L. Roberge.
Joyce A. Cameron.
Mark Anthony Maffeo, cum laude.
Christy L. Rice, magna cum laude.
Eric G. DeRusso.
James Drardy.
Jonathan A. Langley.
Cherie McDonald, cum laude.
Nicole M. Newell, cum laude.
Alphonse Jean Fortu.
Kelsey D. Cheney, magna cum laude.
James A. Margeson, the fourth.
Kirsten L. Ross, magna cum laude.
J. A. Davis.
Marie T. Nunez, cum laude.
Keely M. Snow, summa cum laude.
Jessica Nicole Dulette.
Holly Deanna Garcia.
Anthony J. Mastrioni, magna cum laude.
Elizabeth Sue Arsenal, cum laude.
Harry D. Neff III, magna cum laude.
Mark Nicholas Leone, cum laude.
John P. Wiggin, cum laude.
Brendan Patrick O'Brien.
Troy T. Lucia.
Nicholas Papochi.
John E. LaFond.
Corinna M. De Cruz, cum laude.
Patrick Harrington O'Leary.
Heidi J. Quigley, magna cum laude.
Rachel Haber, magna cum laude.
Alexandra K. Barrier, cum laude.
Mark D. Ferretti, cum laude.
Lauren Michelle Girton, cum laude.
Aaron L. Kinney, cum laude.
Vanessa Collado.
Joshua E. Redmond.
Kelsey Walsh.
Andrew M. Kennison.
Ashley E. Heffernan, cum laude.
Christine A. Ryan.
John M. Quinn, cum laude.
Nicole Y. Kinsey, cum laude.
Michael J. Silva, cum laude.
Jennifer L. Freed, summa cum laude.
Michael A. Zolkamen, cum laude.
Michael R. Bruno, magna cum laude.
Timothy D. Hamilton, cum laude.
Lynn R. Vroman, summa cum laude.
Mariah Richards.
Sarah Elizabeth Considine, cum laude.
Jessica L. Jacquesson.
Christy L. Mahoney, cum laude.
Stephanie A. Shaughnessy, cum laude.
Tyler Johnson, cum laude.
Jeffrey A. Stegner, summa cum laude.
Daniel C. Partridge.
Jennifer Lynn Hilton, magna cum laude.
Suzette Morris.
Mia J. Wallace.
Myrna J. Espelat.
Monique Renee Hurtado.
Sarah Spalding.
Jacqueline E. Sebastian, cum laude.
Kelly Daigle, magna cum laude.
Keith A. Levitt.
Melissa M. Escobar, summa cum laude.
Thomas A. Farron, magna cum laude.
Jennifer Yanira Ortiz Vasquez, magna cum laude.
Tammy A. Landry.
Tiffany J. Quint, magna cum laude.
Corey E. Masterpesqua.
Jessica Teixeira.
Jason M. Moulette.
Kayla M. Camardella, cum laude.
Brittany L. Freckleton.
Christina Montefusco, cum laude.
Tanya M. DePace, magna cum laude.
Melanie Lynn Bessette, cum laude.
Daniel L. Miles, magna cum laude.
Kelsey L. Burton, cum laude.
Ryan W. Hendenook, cum laude.
Brandon D. Barney.
Jessica Elsbeth Costa, magna cum laude.
Sarah A. Windhausen, cum laude.
Victoria Kyrgyz Johansson.
Crystal M. Roy.
Kristen S. Kennedy, summa cum laude.
Justin W. Clough.
Ilhana Akapata Anostrich.
Amanda Emmons.
Nicholas S. Kane.
Jessica Colella.
Paige N. Fucello, summa cum laude.
Mark R. Carroll.
Farazatu B. Marif.
Maria Robinson, summa cum laude.
Christine A. Gadwa, cum laude.
Benjamin Powers, summa cum laude.
Amanda C. Albuquerque, magna cum laude.
Joseph Clancy, magna cum laude.
Kimberly D. Johnson, cum laude.
Robert E. Smith, magna cum laude.
Ronak P. Patel.
Alexander J. Koenig, cum laude.
Amber L. Faucheur, magna cum laude.
Timothy S. Lucia, magna cum laude.
Nicole M. Chassi, magna cum laude.
Melinda Antonovich, magna cum laude.
Alyssa R. Beach.
Travis James Palmer.
Gabriela Andrea Reyes.
Manuela L. Santos.
Courtney Lee Dubois.
Melissa B. Gerard, summa cum laude.
Stefan Lavroni.
Charlene L. Howland, summa cum laude.
Marie Alexandra Rabadad, magna cum laude.
Kaylee R. Dion.
Jonathan Velquez, magna cum laude.
Jennifer Lee Tripp, summa cum laude.
Angeles Dardagianopoulos, magna cum laude.
Suman K. Lama, magna cum laude.
Ryan James Lefebvre.
Melissa M. Croati.
Stephen Patterson, cum laude.
Blair E. Dufresne, magna cum laude.
Daniel R. Curtin, summa cum laude.
Carl A. Holmberg, magna cum laude.
Sarah Charlotte Turner, highest honors.
Linda Korzeb.
Ashley M. Butler Panter, cum laude.
Jacqueline Michelle Provost, cum laude.
Daniel Warner, magna cum laude.
Nicole Byron, summa cum laude.
Jason J. Hunt, magna cum laude.
Melissa Marie Vasquez, cum laude.
Joshua P. Norrie.
Allison Marie Helly, magna cum laude.
Susan Valier.
Mark Anthony Restaino, cum laude.
Yenny Raquel Guzman.
Sean Michael Davidson, magna cum laude.
Michael Patrick Jordan, magna cum laude.
Melissa C. Hines, cum laude.
Elizabeth Pierce, summa cum laude.
Christopher G. Bagan, magna cum laude. Chase M. Sishon, summa cum laude.
Christopher M. Schwing.
Cameron J. Quigley, magna cum laude.
Curry Page Trammell honors.
Bryant A. Burns, summa cum laude.
Kayla Nicole Walsh.
Douglas Shack, cum laude.
Brandon Huxell.
Garrett A. Jewell, cum laude.
Zachary W. Fancy.
Melissa Sue Frasca.
Kyle A. Osmer.
Michelle Brick, high honors.
Mayfiduel El Mulu.
Duncan Harris.
Carrie A. Kolaski.
Robert J. Johnson Jr., honors.
David Safaro.
Darius J. Varma Moody.
Paul O'Rourke, summa cum laude.
Alicia T. Brennan.
Robert M. Current, Jr.
Kaylee Lombardi.
Zineb Kamal.
Tiana M. Parry, highest honors.
Elvita N. Nyonga. Timothy A. Griffin.
Mark A. Furr, high honors.
Helen A. Robbins.
Monica L. Davis.
Victoria Stechuk.
Catherine Bailey, summa cum laude.
Fateh Kahalaf.
Jerry Ray Bernal.
Jessica L. Gwinnett.
Jessica Figueroa.
Eulalie Paris.
Richard L. Pearson.
Shannon M. Boudreau.
Kathleen Michelle Card.
Paul Weeks.
Jessica Maria Rigo.
Kara Lee L. Kane.
Ellen Parent.
Aaron D. Copeland.
Mei Jiang.
Peter T. Copeland.
Yongfin Lian.
Benjamin Baroudi.
Chi Yi.
Manojo Kumar Palaparthi.
Meng Shun She.
Miriel Krishna Kukamanu.
Miriam R. Ropiak.
Venkatu Shatu Prasad Telu.
Laurel Susi.
Kartik Divar Epeli.
Alicia Ann Dosette.
Sukumar Kangara.
Nufina R. Callahan.
Sanjay Reddy Amadala Padu. Karan Patel.
Carlos M. Ventura M.
Karan V. Patel.
Charlene A. Moody.
Mohammed Abdul Majid.
Wen Cheng Yin.
Jagana Patruda Lanka.
Tao Zhang.
Dilip Reddy Pananatha.
Faisal A. Aleder.
Kadireshwar Nangorani.
Saad Alfarian.
Praveen Kumar Bodapati.
Latirio Vincent Sims.
Naveen Kumar Anamagare.
Boya Guan.
Sweetar Thirichi.
Xiaoyun Zhang.
Pradbad Reddy Topaturathi.
Renji Liu.
Renja Prasad Chichamani.
Jingwan Luo.
Ramesh Kangara.
Hao Yu Guo.
Karthik Kumar Konero.
Chen Liu.
Rama K. Gadi.
Zhenyuan Huang.
Panvan Viji.
Yunhui Li.
Sembusaro Huta.
Jinye Du.
Rakesh Tokala.
Hao Wu.
Vamsi K. Chinam.
Shuai Wang.
Pruthvi Ruja Uraganda.
Jingshuan Zhu.
Naresh Kumar Kandula.
Tusheng An.
Saeed Azir Hussain.
Kevin Moshella.
Shantanu Tandra.
Bingyang Li. Minja Shi.
Tiru Mal RCD.
Mengying Zhou.
Pooja Dev.
Bo Shang.
Vidushi Raval.
Jinsu Huao.
Zarana Kabara.
Nathan E. Yates.
Sumana Singh Reddy. Paul Machuna.
Michael Robbins.
Michael J. Gagnon.
Delina Halimulati.
Khalid Katan.
Jingjing Shui.
Wilson E. Landazuri.
Huan Zhao.
Liliana Castro,
Shoma,
Lucas P. Mathat,
Trisha M. Morrison,
Lauren Frederick,
Cara Beth Bouchard,
Joshua T. Stearns,
Catherine Dill,
Namdi Chigoka Eberi,
Jackie D. Harris,
Travis D. Johnson,
Molly Alexandra Mosky,
Holly Badahir Jen,
Caroline A. Atlas,
Ahmad Al Kaifi,
Ryan Atlas,
Kuravin Heng,
Philip Anthony Minikilo, Jr.,
Vasilos
Richard-
Pisco Penis,
Richard D. Caruso, summa cum laude,
Kellyanne Bujold,
Owen A. Lynch,
Elizabeth Pion,
Aldeo Duchesne,
Fortune Masawi,
Jennifer Shaver Roach,
Fred Daniel Tasia,
Sean Brennan,
Alice A. Field,
Niza Osama Kadi,
Angelica B. Heard,
James O'Toole,
Nicole M. Glover,
Benjamin Schoenberg,
Stephanie A. Long,
Deborah L. Lamper,
Brianna Catherine Stockley,
Nicole Danielle Jobin,
Minkak An Lee,
Ashlyn R. DePinquetain,
Jeremy Bender,
Nicole de Ambois,
Kartikaya Vura,
Billy Joe Sweeney,
Tong Dai,
Graham P. Cook,
Frank Cortez,
Norman P. Lowe II,
Amber Lee Harris,
Gabrielle Bourgeois,
Jillian Catons Thomas,
Melissa Nicole Gagney,
Maruti Maraya,
Wendy J. Lott,
John D. Masana,
Denise M. A. Mokin,
Ashley C. Dole,
Mercy Y. Vargas,
Kristen G. Bucci,
Deanna Ducharme,
Paul Proano,
Jennifer M. Thibodeau,
Megan Elizabeth Hamilton,
Karen A. Lamontagne,
Jessica Harris,
Beth Ann F. Vinicombe,
Devon M. Vincent Bryan,
Geraldine S. Holmes,
Kimberly Maynard,
Karen M. Anderson,
Kendra Lynn Norrie,
Richard Andrew Hewen,
Jennifer Rose Silfari,
Irina Bailey,
D. Ellen Christopher,
Matthew C. LaBelle,
Erin Tenlian McCurry,
William D. Schaefer,
Sharon A. McDermott,
Chow Nyut Hun,
Laura B. Noel,
Su Ying Chen,
Sinali Kuli Balai,
Yuen Fung Zhang,
Charity Indemil,
Kizzy Simon,
Ulawoli Ugamola,
Donika Adi Christopher James.
Timothy C. Geyser.
Jessica Marie Norris.
Christopher J. Kalo.
Meena Durairaj.
Mirsad Yasovich.
Patrick Barber.
Elmine Adrazovich.
Aaron Talage.
Rebecca Serbone.
Tejesri Devarapali.
Jenny Boo Jire.
Dima Altali.
Hakan Deniz.
Ola Altali.
Mustafa Gucciolo.
Manongya Jalagam.
Shashank Ragusa Panda.
Mithrei Rangan.
Jessica L. Arkley. Joshua McCabe.
Shun Huang Dun.
Karen Mayu.
Dat P. Trong.
Arnold Roland.
Justin D. Moore.
John DeSangro.
Kenny Ong.
Jonathan D. Santos.
Holly A. Donahue.
Stephen J. Perucci.
April Shaka.
Heather M. Zoko.
Malik Al-Badr.
Karina Correa.
Shu Huiling.
Jennifer Lynn Morin.
Shi Yujin.
Brian Lee Johnson.
Shang Yu Liao.
Jeffrey Thomas Crocker.
Chang Yu Yua.
Patrick Griffin.
Vivek Singh.
Victoria Sixtova.
Agni Parajuli.
Nasreen Yahai.
Maria C. Silva.
Usama Mansour El-Kahaldi.
Damaris Valara.
Annalie Tumala.
Yolanda Del Carmen.
Sushma Tao Tum.
Ahmed Suleiman Mohammed.
Vanili Tan Apunori.
James A. Pelletier.
Pinama Nina.
Brian Mills.
Vanili Velgalpudavi.
Michelle J. Chappell.
Rupa Sorka.
Shalanda Thomas.
Videhi Melpe.
Benjamin Larkin.
Pratba Raj.
Kristen A. Shockley.
Raghavandra M. Rowe.
Bethany A. McNeil.
Abuyami Ujatalalo.
Francois Nyamikita.
Barnabas U. Aparongo.
Tamer Al-Seg.
Hubert Samuel.
Mohammed Aldug Haithir.
Deborah A. Troy.
Ishak Siddiq Sindhi.
Ugbana T. Patrick.
Abdurrahman J. Al-Zahid.
Muhammad El Zahari Abu Khalid.
Mohammed Al-Ansari.
Muhammad Khan Orthman Obalian.
Khalid S. Al-Buraidi.
Tahi Zana Abadudu.
Ching Yung,
Hao Zhou,
Hongguan T. Nguyen,
Hei Long Yu,
Joel Lewandowski,
Kusa Helaway,
Monica Gallese de Osma,
Sitha Rama Ray Tirumala Pragada,
Natasha C. Patel,
Rari Kohli,
Aaron Carl Weibel,
Benny A. Bork,
Daniel D. Vizi,
Elvis Sisik,
Mohammed S. Mola,
Dalibor Pedrovich,
Allison Weisensee,
Assad M. Saeed,
William Atkinson Jr.,
Kelly Coyle,
Sarah Bustoni,
Nathan J. Sellers,
Catherine French,
Kristen Freeman,
Joseph D. Sylvia,
Natalie Rudzinski,
Yi Xiu Liu,
Tola Plong,
Stephen F. McCauley,
Keith R. Williams,
Jessica Forbes,
Gilbert Mashad,
Jonathan William Zaleski,
Honglin Lee,
John Stephen Martin,
Shawa Ting Kao,
David N. Morton,
Frederick J. Knard,
Larry J. Dickens,
Jason Thibodeau,
Jishan Wang,
Richard C. Bailey,
Joshua Kwesha-Mwanza,
Nancy C. Clam,
Chikwanda Derek Musonda,
Jessica Stone,
Daniela Beljokovic,
John A. Kunza,
Lavinia Richardson,
Katarine Arenas,
Chowdhury Awais Iqbal,
Edmund Manu,
Kara Fuller,
Ahmed Bouiasha,
Muammer Durekovic,
Bina Bagwe Baraz,
Aneta Klumetska,
Lena Sheikh,
Kashet Imasiri,
Barry S. Ziegler,
Karen Kokura,
Jonas Belgrini,
Atavet Santissima,
Sufyan Naja,
Panu Ketetordko,
Madar El Gucci,
Nuntawat Tundulawesa,
Abdullah K. Al-Shamari,
Waratida Kamdi,
Winnie Wahome,
Chatsuda Naksuk,
Ya Chuen Yo,
Julia Palanachuk,
Yi Chi Lin,
Nurlan Sarsenov,
Jayu Zen,
Ronald Bustamante,
Shi Ching Wei,
Sheila Denise Blanchet,
Monique Jennings,
Pamela R. Hunsky,
Daniel Lugo, Jennifer
Marie Derois,
Jose Xavier Vege, Melissa Rodriguez,
Robin Decoto,
Priya H. Patil,
Sophia Heng,
Muhammad A. Helshil,
Abdullah B. Almenech,
Kristen A. Barikas, Turkey L. Kahelway,
Ali H. Al-Ajmi,
Jonathan C. Forbes,
Abdullah Al-Zamil,
Peng Huang,
Ibrahim Al-Hassun,
Wei Xiao Meng,
Ibrahim L. Al-Khanal,
Shofei Guao,
Hamad Al-Hamad,
Yutone Jin,
Muhammad F. Al-Fahid,
Chen Si Feng,
Jeff Zhang,
Chan Zhen,
Yusuf Al-Hamad,
Fan Li,
Abdullah Salem Al-Khatani,
Li Feng, Ahmed Mubarak El Bahim,
Abdullah Rajab, Muhammad S. Asiri,
Abdulmalik Abdulrazak El Kuzayim,
Abdul Rahman M. Al-Subay,
Muhammad Salih Al Dahalan,
Tawab Al-Subay,
Shen Lin, Yang Pan,
Mansour Al-Subay,
Jacques Rawanga,
Muhammad Hamed Al-Sharif,
Laura Jewer,
Walid M. Al-Rashidi,
Sarah Beth Dye Summa Cum Laude,
Muhammad Yahya Al-Zahri,
Ashley S. Stiles,
Tariq Al-Khelawi,
Patricia Stefano Morris,
Suleiman Mania Al-Dahwan,
Tony J.M. George Cum Laude,
Abdulaziz M. Al-Mohna,
Barbara A. Turner, magna cum laude,
Joel R. Gill,
David J. Simone, magna cum laude,
Elliot A. Schultz,
Yunshan Zhang, magna cum laude,
Jaritza Avila,
Yu Chen Wang,
Joseph Fosher,
Holly J. Nolan, magna cum laude,
Bejo Yi,
Catherine Rebecca Hayes, cum laude,
Michael Haleen,
Zachary A. Richards, magna cum laude,
Brandon M. Ankuda,
Christian Patrick Gabauer, summa cum laude,
Nicole Jesus Hidalgo Morales,
Catherine Crease,
Lucianne Kelsing Klein,
Margaret Curtis Anderson, magna cum laude,
Edward B. Maston,
Chin Shin Shi,
Bai Chen, cum laude,
Darlene Chattel,
Yusuf Al-Lodan,
Christina Renee Brundage, summa cum laude,
Ziad Abdullah Al-Kliwi,
Alfred Toma,
John A. Wani,
Michelle Warana, magna cum laude,
Michael B. Stitz,
Andrew M. Ternero, summa cum laude,
Eric Golden, summa cum laude,
June L. Hicks, summa cum laude,
Tyler F. Parks.
Josie T. Rendu, summa cum laude.
Jorge S. Bravo, summa cum laude.
Susan P. McFadden, summa cum laude.
Casey L. Morrill, cum laude.
Spencer Robinson Henderson.
Ethan Chang.
Marcy Pyrick, cum laude.
Roberta Pacatar, magna cum laude.
Emily K. Crook.
Andrew Ravenscraft, cum laude.
Layla Biz Cannon.
Brittany M. Ellis.
Robert Greenwood, magna cum laude.
Jared A. Turgeon, cum laude.
Joshua M. Zarella, cum laude.
Allison L. Ainsworth.
Heather A. Brosh, cum laude.
Nicole A. Merla, cum laude.
Christopher R. Chinook, cum laude.
Amy M. Smith.
Michelle Cordero, magna cum laude.
Ryan Kimball Simmons.
Stephen P. Morley.
Sadvi Katka.
Regina Colson.
Hector Guerrero, magna cum laude.
Katrina Libby, magna cum laude.
Jeffrey Leo Gagne, summa cum laude.
Yao Yao, cum laude.
Corey Buchanan.
Connor J. Speary.
Aminata Sharif.
Michael Ellen Pennypacker, magna cum laude.
Magna P. Buxton, magna cum laude.
Amy Elizabeth Conklin.
Michael J. McCann, magna cum laude.
Deep S. Elja, cum laude.
Donald J. Clark III, magna cum laude.
Craig A. Dawkins.
Danielle Angers.
Jeffrey K. Gagnon, cum laude.
Rebecca Lauren Jewett.
Elizabeth A. Sants.
Jessica E. McMullen, cum laude.
Matthew G. Brown, summa cum laude.
Mikhail A. Gregoire, summa cum laude.
Joseph A. Michaud, cum laude.
Michael B. King.
Catherine Skinner, summa cum laude.
Christine Reynolds, summa cum laude.
Robert J. Skinner, cum laude.
Amanda L. Bridgewater Alvarez.
Allison M. Dubé, cum laude.
Fatima Osman El Gaili.
Kendra J. Pimenta.
Catherine R. McPherson, magna cum laude.
Jenna N. Parsons.
Bronwyn D. Sullivan, summa cum laude.
J. E. Paradis.
Sandra L. Murphy.
Jeffrey S. Hall.
Emily Beth Maddox, cum laude.
Charles D. Wisniewski.
Christine Marie Pronarola, cum laude.
Ashley N. Conrad, magna cum laude.
Christopher A. Langlis, magna cum laude.
Ryan A. Allen, magna cum laude.
Kristen M. McIsaac.
Jarrett J. Pocari.
Kelly LaFlame, cum laude.
Donna M. Camoli, cum laude.
Gary R. Lessard, cum laude.
Suzanne Kiluk.
Aaron D. Manheim.
Barbara Ann Sweeney, summa cum laude.
Simple. Kuzo. You got this.
John P. Cuso, cum laude.
Michael Donald St. Clair, cum laude.
Nicholas I. McNeil, cum laude.
Rodrigo T. Vieira, cum laude.
Ryan M. Woodford.
Karen J. Leap Canis, cum laude.
Ian J. DeRusso.
James Ovede, magna cum laude.
John T. Minucci.
Philip J. Matthews Jr.,
Catherine P. Stanley.
Michael A. Florino, magna cum laude.
Holly E. Robichaud.
Utku Kanar,
Alexandra N. Barba, cum laude.
Mehmet Demirel,
Morgan L. Munson, cum laude.
Paul Gray, magna cum laude.
Jacqueline A. Squatrito, magna cum laude.
Jeffrey D. Lemire, cum laude.
Andrew R. Matarazzo, cum laude.
Jesse M. Lucatino, magna cum laude.
Michael R. Natalone.
Adriana Cayley, magna cum laude.
Mark Julian Pagios.
Kailu Marilini Nultali.
Evan F. Ortega.
Kyle J. Sullivan.
Scott A. Hines.
Stephanie Ann Appleton, magna cum laude.
James Robert McDonald, cum laude.
Lori J. Corrett, cum laude.
Cassandra Marie Adair.
Megan Poulot Tolstenko, cum laude.
Tyler Gray.
Kaylee C. Lesser.
Megan Murphy.
Tracy Jean Britton.
Dalaboka Kresovich.
Michael Gordon.
Anita Joka, cum laude.
Melissa M. Walls.
Brian Michael Pearl, magna cum laude.
Bonnie J. Sandstrom, magna cum laude.
James L. Robinson.
Ellen Carpenter, summa cum laude.
Sarah E. A. Smith, summa cum laude.
Thomas J. Hughes.
Kathleen Fagan, magna cum laude.
Thomas M. Johnson, summa cum laude.
Jeffrey Williamson, magna cum laude.
Chi-Yan Lin, summa cum laude.
Andres A. Torres.
Jacqueline M. DeRocha, summa cum laude.
Jared J. Wright, cum laude.
Sarah Beth Wheeler, magna cum laude.
Juan Jose Arango Campo, cum laude.
Elena A. Kelly, summa cum laude.
Elena M. Mudapracon, cum laude.
Bridget L. Francikovich, magna cum laude.
Anthony E. Barbato, magna cum laude.
Quan Ting Lin.
Corey P. Stedman, magna cum laude.
Shu Jong Jung.
James A. Chulgin.
Wei Chung.
Daniel M. Rashid, cum laude.
Mark Alexandra W. Taryn, cum laude.
Rashad A. Bridges.
Rebecca L. Harris.
Michael Kavanaugh, cum laude.
Shelley M. St. Jean. Magna cum laude.
Tavrik A. Chance.
Katie M.D. Magna cum laude.
Tyler Stephen Raymond Donat, magna cum laude.
Jillian Rensvold, cum laude.
Blair D. McNulty, summa cum laude.
Samantha E. Colby, summa cum laude.
Christine E. Nicholson, magna cum laude.
Alexandra Maria Moro.
Christopher M. Connolly.
Wen Chong.
Mark R. Kleiner, cum laude.
David P. O'Connor.
Sean Wallace Connolly, magna cum laude.
Amanda K. Gullett, cum laude.
Shu Ping Lin,
Caitlin J. Sampson, magna cum laude.
Robert Monaco Jr.,
Alyssa F. Buchler, cum laude.
Dina June Freitas, magna cum laude.
Allison W. Lamoth, magna cum laude.
Michael J. Fennell, magna cum laude.
Stacy Nicole Breton, summa cum laude.
Thomas Joseph Butkovich,
Justine Dessous,
Alicia Lorraine Walther, cum laude.
Alexandra Elizabeth Fagone, cum laude.
Heidi Danielle Whitehouse,
Emily A. Mandeville,
Abigail D. Miskowski, summa cum laude.
Kaylee Macera,
Samantha N. Maku, magna cum laude.
Emily Matiro, cum laude.
Andrea del Carmen Anders,
Nancy Ann Scandura, magna cum laude.
Luann Tovey, magna cum laude.
Michael R. Sparanzella,
Gina Matranga, cum laude.
Jonathan P. Masad,
Jonathan Zeff,
Matthew Bolter,
Amin Damania, summa cum laude.
E. Maria Grachevsky,
Kyle Morocco,
Mark J. Bison, cum laude.
Matthew E. Paul, magna cum laude.
Nicholas E. Robinson,
Brenda C. Mortel, magna cum laude.
Brandy J. Hooper,
Karen Marie Kettenhofen, cum laude.
Cara Jane Ogilvy,
Jessica L. Sanborn, summa cum laude.
Charles D. Merritt IV,
Natasha Marie Ross,
Melissa K. Viatro,
Lauren L. Beliveau,
Ryan M. Harding, cum laude.
Catherine L. Bonardi, summa cum laude.
Vincent L. Fitzpatrick,
Randall S. Brownrigg Jr.,
Brittany N. De Jesus, cum laude.
Julia Schatzabel, magna cum laude.
Zachary Forsyth, cum laude.
Jennifer L. Gleason, cum laude.
Matthew D. Martin, magna cum laude.
Richard A. Hartley Jr., cum laude.
Kristen C. Corona, cum laude.
Alicia Jean Johnson,
David A. Petak, cum laude.
Alan Simmons,
Caitlin M. Brown, cum laude.
Christopher Liam O'Keefe,
Jillian M. McCarthy, magna cum laude.
James W. Baxter, summa cum laude.
Taylor A. O'Sullivan, cum laude.
Robert James Moriarty, summa cum laude.
Courtney M. Everett, cum laude.
George P. Delaney III, magna cum laude.
Shada M. Anderson,
Craig Edward Lawson, summa cum laude.
Shannon J. Hardiman,
Claudia Everett Bringus,
Carmen M. Niket,
Jacqueline Marie Wallakevitz,
Jonathan Jesse Meyer, magna cum laude.
Amanda M. Quintal,
Roger J. Fitzgerald,
Tizok Enrique Ariaran Rivera,
Jonathan M. L. Abi, summa cum laude.
Diolinda Delizia,
Marie Nenji,
Cheryl A. Tortorella, cum laude.
Karen Lisa Moriarty, cum laude.
Asena S. Roy, magna cum laude.
Stephanie M. Benito, cum laude.
Corey Glines, summa cum laude.
Layla Hamdu Isu, cum laude.
Jeffrey D. Atkinson, cum laude.
Badr Fahid El Malik, magna cum laude.
David R. Sears,
Tamer F. Ben Khalif, cum laude.
Stanley J. Budjerski II, magna cum laude.
Courtney Punster, cum laude.
Sean T. Howe, magna cum laude.
Jillian M. DeRoche, magna cum laude.
Matthew P. Mercier, magna cum laude.
Ellen C. Streekarts, cum laude.
Amanda L. Weishar, cum laude.
David W. Thomas Jr., cum laude.
Amanda Marie Cronin, magna cum laude.
David T. Pascucci, cum laude.
Colleen McDonald, cum laude.
Francis N. Elger III, magna cum laude.
Brandon M. Doherty, magna cum laude. Garrett B. Gregory, cum laude. Lucas F. Moran, magna cum laude.
Timothy J. Tyne, summa cum laude.
Connor P. Gamble, magna cum laude.
Kyle G. Comos, summa cum laude.
David P. Solender, cum laude. Anthony P. Joppi, magna cum laude.
Shane M. Bertrand, magna cum laude.
Ilya Nachev, cum laude.
Emily D. Gleason, magna cum laude.
Jared C. Brown.
Chelsea M. Madison, cum laude.
Sarah A. Bollier, summa cum laude.
Melissa Rita Daigle, summa cum laude.
Sarah Oakley, magna cum laude.
Brandy Nicole Ralph, magna cum laude.
Deborah A. Doble, cum laude.
Victor J. Runfos, cum laude.
Cody F. McGillicuddy.
Ryan J. Fox, cum laude.
Stephanie Marie Susi, summa cum laude.
Jessica L. Hinault, cum laude.
Alexander R. LaCroix, magna cum laude.
Kristen S. Mashad, magna cum laude.
Jean-Luc Berube, cum laude.
Corrine M. Ray, cum laude.
Jeremy A. Bryant, cum laude.
Nicole E. Wilkinson, summa cum laude.
Ryan Kruger, cum laude.
Ronald A. Nenny, magna cum laude.
Caitlin M. Brasso, summa cum laude.
Dylan Duran, cum laude.
William J. King, cum laude.
Corey A. Philbrick.
Hillary N. LeGrand, cum laude. Jocelyn A. Costa, magna cum laude.
Melissa B. Paulson.
Christopher J. Laro, magna cum laude. Anthony Paisano. Jessica Fuller, cum laude.
Tiffany Provencher, cum laude.
Amira Mukanovic, cum laude. Nicole L. Shepley. Tu Viet An Nguyen, magna cum laude.
Jocasta Carosa, cum laude.
Michael J. Rotondi, Jr.
Lori LaCroix.
Lauren H. Phillips.
Robert Paul Breton, cum laude.
Catherine E. McPhee, cum laude.
William T. Daniels, cum laude.
Shea Elizabeth Belanger, magna cum laude.
Jason Slakowski.
Daniela I. Abruzes, summa cum laude.
Tamara Golson.
Mary A. Alfano, magna cum laude.
Sarah Christina Abbott, magna cum laude.
Nicole M. Henry.
Angelina Marti, cum laude.
Matthew W. Reams, cum laude.
Jennifer L. Zastro, magna cum laude.
Brian W. Cosgrove.
William R. Marsden, magna cum laude.
Spencer Charles Minette, cum laude.
Luis M. Albero.
Brian David Hujar.
Joshua L. Ribeiro.
Matthew Christopher O'Brien, cum laude.
Sean M. Nichols.
Christopher Edward Hunter.
Devin J. Runyon.
Nicholas Raymond Lapointe.
Tyler R. Auclair.
Fernando V. Leon Prado, cum laude.
Stephen C. Warnicki, cum laude.
Corey L. Savigny, cum laude.
Brenna Galinas, magna cum laude.
Timothy Xavier Aubuchon, cum laude.
Rana Tony Abaris, cum laude.
Tara Spurrier, magna cum laude.
Michael G. Tylis.
Jennifer L. Bemis, magna cum laude.
Jessica L. Lefevre, cum laude.
Stephanie Balfour.
Krupa K. Patel, magna cum laude.
Holly F. Sayer, summa cum laude.
Mitchell A. Elbro.
Abimana Z. Ngira, cum laude.
Mustafa Hodzik.
Jonathan Ambriano, magna cum laude.
Elizabeth Moss, summa cum laude.
Alfonso Gonzalez.
Wei Jia Leo.
Bikash Gurung.
Sean Grover, cum laude.
Kevin Bruce Labor, summa cum laude.
Kenneth R. Leahy.
Celestino Lopez.
Jeffrey J. McAllister, magna cum laude.
Rachel L. Shadders, cum laude.
Zaida M. Guyton, cum laude.
Juan J. Olivares.
Terrence D. Hyland, magna cum laude.
Bianca Knight, cum laude.
Tyler J. Lee.
Crystal D. Smith, magna cum laude.
Kevin Joseph Scott.
Andrea K. Simmons.
Jolene M. Dean. Taizi Nuez.
Thomas John Netishin.
Brandon Barnard.
Go Su Ja.
Robert J. Morgan, summa cum laude.
Ma Yen Tom.
Carla V. Ortiz.
Louise M. Martineau, summa cum laude.
Ellison Ricardon.
Norma M. Savoy, magna cum laude.
Yvette Nesrella.
Aniel L. Couto, summa cum laude.
Anthony M. Ficella. Asata Nuarkor.
Melissa R. Williams, cum laude.
Juanwani Angela Fuhr.
Tanya M. Heisler, summa cum laude.
Charles Roy, cum laude.
James J. Ryan, summa cum laude.
Yu Yi Chu.
Richard N. Boudreau II, cum laude.
Chi Ja Leo.
Veronica M. Compo, cum laude.
Po Ju Wang.
Mark Turilli, summa cum laude.
Shanwei Shi.
Allison L. F. Foss.
Tem Chin Su. Yen Lin Lee.
Kristen R. Reindl, magna cum laude.
Louise Lessard, cum laude.
Kristen Howell, highest honors.
Danielle Marie Miller, cum laude.
Amanda Marie Durand, honors.
Colin J. Valenti.
Sarah J. Mercier, honors.
Andrea L. Willette, cum laude.
Allison M. Grabowski, honors.
Ashley Lang.
Amber B. Chicoin, highest honors.
Brooke M. Hero, magna cum laude.
Deanna M. Pettit, highest honors.
Marjo Gaji.
Emily M. Borowski, honors.
Jonathan T. Burge, magna cum laude.
Amy E. Meomatino.
Olivia Bardsley.
Kayla Clowider, highest honors.
Bradley Williams, highest honors.
Robert Beauregard, highest honors.
Maria Borgatti, high honors.
Amy Weber.
Lana Rasheen.
Wanda Clements Cloutier, high honors.
Celia R. Egan, highest honors.
Irene D. Bernier.
Catherine L. Pearson, honors.
Matthew S. Wilson, honors.
Jennifer M. Dewar, high honors.
Bryce Kyle Caldwell.
Grace Messer, honors.
Amanda D. Hickox, honors.
Michaela P. Langley, high honors.
Liliana Ortega, highest honors.
Shannon R. Fluardi.
Lauren Elizabeth Frank, high honors.
Mariah Moreau.
Nicole K. Generoso, highest honors.
David Hooker, high honors.
Paige Marie Dolan, honors.
Deborah Sipinski, honors.
Bailey Reynolds.
Paul R. Lagasse Jr., highest honors.
Laurel Nguyen, high honors.
Nicholas A. Russo, highest honors.
Takila R. Adger, honors.
Dennis Hernandez, honors.
Richard J. Valenti, honors.
Lindsay J. Croto, high honors.
Edward Blaze.
Normary Maldonado, honors.
Adam Dawish. Jennifer L. Brooks, honors. Dawn M. Tipton, honors. Philip Hyun, high honors. Joseph Mbanzambungabo. Deidre L. Robeson, honors. And Rafael de la Cruz, highest honors.
So I'd like to ask the graduates to do this one last little symbolic thing we ask you to do, which is take your tassel and move it from the right side of your cap to the left side of your cap, denoting that you have graduated. I'd like now to close with a very brief final remarks from Jeff Penta, who is our alumni speaker.
Well, congratulations, class of 2013. On behalf of the Alumni Association's Board of Directors, I want to take this opportunity to officially welcome you to the SNHU Alumni Association and to the alumni community. The achievement of completing your degree was no small accomplishment, and for some, it has been a dream that was long deferred. Many of you share the same experience of rushing from jobs to make it on time for class, balancing campus leadership responsibilities with academic expectations, and trying to find a moment to submit an assignment online before it was due. It took a great deal of persistence and dedication for each of you to get to where you are today. And today, the goal and the dream that you set forth for yourself is now a reality. Your relationship, however, with SNHU and your fellow SNHU graduates does not end today. It begins. With a growing and talented alumni body, you have an opportunity to connect and engage with fellow alumni and the SNHU community in many ways. Whether it's coming back to campus for homecoming this fall, or through social media communities like SNHU Community Group on LinkedIn, PD Penman on Facebook, and at SNHU Alumni on Twitter, we want you to stay connected. Also, don't be afraid to ask for advice from fellow alumni with whom you may cross paths. The key to a successful association is an engaged alumni body. Lastly, be confident that you will always be welcomed back with open arms by the university. Visit campus often and attend alumni events when you can. Again, congratulations. Enjoy the rest of today with your friends and family, and go out tomorrow and continue to make your alma mater proud. Thank you.
We would like to thank the members of the New England Brass and the New Hampshire Pipes and Drums for playing during our commencement exercise. They were great, thank you. Following the recessional today, please join the graduates at a reception that we're going to be having in the dining center back on campus and immediately following this ceremony. Now, as the recessional begins, students, please remain in your rows until the platform party and the faculty have passed, and then fall into line behind them. And guests, please meet your graduates at either outside of the front of the building or at the dining center on campus. And so now let's ask Father Bruce Killar to give today's benediction.
Usually it's my job to make sure that the sun comes out. Well, maybe it's not raining out, but I know somebody who graduated today who has a landscaping business, and I'm sure he's going to be really happy that it's raining, because he's going to go right back to Rhode Island and cut grass tomorrow. I usually have a little story. So somebody asked me the other week if I had something, and I says, yeah, I have something brief. There's always something that happens. A couple of weeks ago, I was in the Marshall's store in Epping. And of course, as usual, I wear all of my SNHU paraphernalia, you know, the hat, the jacket. I'm a great advertisement. And I was sitting down trying on a pair of sports shoes, and the woman in the dressing room said to me, you have to be one of two things. You're either a proud parent of a Southern New Hampshire University student or a proud faculty member. And I told her I was neither, but that I was the proud chaplain at Southern New Hampshire University. She said, oh, I'm so happy to have met you. She says, my daughter wants to go to Southern New Hampshire University so badly. And I says, well, she wants it that bad, it'll happen. Let us now bow our heads and pray for God's blessing. Almighty God, we ask your blessing upon each of the class of 2013. We ask that you may give them the blessing of finding meaningful and fulfilling work, that they may be a great asset to our world. We ask a blessing upon the faculty and the staff who have given of their time to share their expertise with them. We ask your blessing upon family and friends who for these 4 years or longer supported you in your endeavors. May God of every blessing and grace grant you joy and peace. May you rejoice in God's protection now and forever. Amen. Now there's one other thing. Tomorrow is a very special day for some of us. And if you haven't gone out to buy your card yet or your flowers, you still have 24 hours. As we all know, tomorrow is Mother's Day. And it's always been a very special day for me, as I'm sure it is for you. And so we ask a special blessing upon the mothers that are present here and those who aren't. And I think I'd just like to have all the mothers stand for just an applause. Several years ago, when my mother passed away, a priest leaned over me and whispered in my ear. He said, you know, Bruce, he said, now that your mother's gone, you will never, ever be criticized lovingly again. God bless the class of 2013.